Netanyahu is facing fire from the opposition, and this time, it is about Trump. A former defense minister claims the Israeli prime minister has become a political burden for the US president, damaging Israel's standing in Washington and putting his own survival ahead of the country's security. The closest alliance in the Middle East may no longer be as united as it appears. Israel's political battle is no longer just about elections. It is now spilling into its most important international alliance. One of Benjamin Netanyahu's fiercest rivals says the Israeli prime minister has become a liability for President Donald Trump, damaged Israel's standing in Washington, and is putting his own political survival ahead of the country's security. In an interview with the Jerusalem Post, Yisrael Beitenu leader Avigdor Liberman claimed Trump now wants to distance himself from Netanyahu because the relationship has become politically damaging ahead of the upcoming US midterm elections.
Trump wants to distance himself from Netanyahu. The relationship has become a burden, and it is already hurting him in the upcoming US midterm elections. The American president has understood that he had given too much and was being harmed by Netanyahu both electorally and politically.
According to Liberman, the deterioration has also severely harmed Israel's image in American public opinion.
This is also a severe blow to Israel's standing in American public opinion. There has never been such a negative attitude. The more Gaza declines, the more Israel's image declines as well. And they are doing nothing about it. They have managed to deteriorate both the security situation and the diplomatic situation.
The former defense, foreign and finance minister, who has openly declared his ambition to become Israel's next prime minister, said he would not hesitate to disagree with Washington if Israeli national interests required it. Liberman insisted that Israel remains a sovereign nation and should not compromise its decision-making simply to satisfy the United States. He noted that Netanyahu himself had previously stood up to former US presidents Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, but argued that the Israeli prime minister's priorities have now changed. According to Liberman, Netanyahu is focused primarily on his criminal trial, the International Criminal Court arrest warrant against him, and preserving his governing coalition. Liberman described the current coalition as anti-Zionist and strongly criticized legislation backed by the ultra-Orthodox parties that opponents say encourages military draft evasion at a time when the Israel Defense Forces face serious manpower shortages. Liberman accused Netanyahu of sacrificing the military, Israeli society, and national security simply to remain in power. He also claimed that, had he been prime minister, the October 7th attacks would never have happened, warning that Israel's security situation is now worse than it was before the Hamas assault in 2023. As Israel prepares for another fiercely contested election, Liberman's broadside reflects the growing divisions within the country's political establishment, where questions over security, military service, and relations with Washington are becoming central battlegrounds in the fight for power. Israel's political landscape is rapidly consolidating ahead of the next Knesset elections, as former Prime Ministers Naftali Bennett and Yair Lapid announce a joint electoral list, triggering fierce backlash from Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his allies. The new alliance, branded Together, led by Bennett, unites Bennett's 2026 platform with Lapid's Yesh Atid, aiming to consolidate anti-Netanyahu votes ahead of elections expected by October. But within hours, Netanyahu responded in an ex-post with a sharply critical campaign video referencing the pair's 2021 coalition with Mansour Abbas. The caption read,
"They did it once, they will do it again."
The ruling Likud party escalated the rhetoric further, posting AI-generated imagery portraying Abbas as controlling the alliance.
Even together, it's clear the driver is Mansour, no matter how the left divides its votes. In any case, Bennett and Lapid will go again with the Muslim Brotherhood, the terror supporters.
Former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett and opposition leader Yair Lapid are positioning the new alliance as a decisive bid to reshape Israel's leadership in the post-Netanyahu era. Speaking at a joint press conference at the Dan Acadia Hotel in Herzliya, Bennett said,
"I am happy to announce to you that tonight, together with my friend Yair Lapid, I am doing the most Zionist and most patriotic act we have ever done for our country. Tonight, we are uniting and forming the Together Party, leading a party that will lead to a great victory and the opening of a new era for our good country. Lapid and I have different opinions on a variety of issues, and we do not hide it. On the contrary, we are proud of it. I am proud that two leaders with different opinions can fight together for the benefit of the people of Israel, just as our sons, our soldiers, fight shoulder to shoulder."
Bennett presented the alliance as a message of national unity, arguing that the era of division is over.
"The unity between us is a message to the entire people of Israel. The era of division is over. The era of repair has arrived. When we work together, we win in the government of change under my leadership. After 30 years of Netanyahu, it is time to part ways with him and take the country onto a new page, a new chapter, and that is what we will do."
Outlining future plans, Bennett said a new government under his leadership would establish a state commission of inquiry into the October attacks.
"On the first day of a new government led by me, we will establish a state commission of inquiry into the October massacre to bring truth to the families and answers to all the people of Israel."
Lapid, the current opposition leader, urged the Israeli center to rally behind Bennett, characterizing him as a law-abiding alternative to the current leadership.
In order to win the elections, the entire Israeli center must rally behind Naftali Bennett. Bennett is a clear right-wing figure, but he is a liberal, decent, law-abiding right who did not sell his values to either ultra-Orthodox extortion or corruption.
The alliance aims to attract 80% of the electorate, with Lapid stating that their coalition would explicitly exclude political extremists and those who evade military conscription.
And at this moment, we have expanded our target audience to 80% of the citizens of the State of Israel. Only draft evaders and extremists are not invited. Everyone else is part of the target audience of this alliance.
Right-wing ministers echoed the criticism. National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir accused the alliance of aligning with Islamist forces, while Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich dismissed it outright as political maneuvering.
"I'm not telling the left how to split their votes. This is the Abbas Servant Alliance."
Economy Minister Nir Barkat questioned Bennett's credibility. In an ex-post, he said,
"There's no meaning to what Bennett says. He is an unreliable person. He went against what our camp thinks, relied on Mansour Abbas, and sold himself out just to lead."
Despite the backlash, opposition figures rallied behind the move. Former IDF chief Gadi Eisenkot framed the alliance as essential for electoral victory.
"I see Naftali Bennett and Yair Lapid as partners and will continue to do, with responsibility and wisdom, what is right to achieve the victory and the change needed for the State of Israel. Fixing Israel is the mission of my life, and I am determined to fulfill it."
Similarly, Benny Gantz called for broader national unity. Only a broad Zionist unity government will ensure that, which will isolate the extremists and advance Israel forward, and not a government that relies on extremists or on non-Zionist parties. And that, only blue and white promises. Member of the Israeli Knesset and former Deputy Prime Minister Avigdor Liberman underscored the strategic objective.
"We must remember that the goal is to replace the government of October 7th.
Bennett and Lapid worked together in 2021-2022 when they led a short-lived, diverse coalition of right-wing, centrist and left-wing parties, along with the Arab party Rayam. Their new union will not officially merge their respective factions into one party, but will produce a united list in the upcoming election, scheduled for no later than the end of October. Meanwhile, a recent Maariv poll showed Bennett's party neck and neck with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Likud with 24 Knesset seats, while Yesh Atid received 7 and Eisenkot's Yasha garnered 12. With alliances hardening and rhetoric intensifying, Israel's upcoming election is shaping into a decisive contest. The Bennett-Lapid gamble may unify opposition forces, but it has also triggered a high-stakes political counteroffensive from Netanyahu's camp, setting the stage for one of the most consequential elections in recent Israeli history.